What's up, guys? Welcome to a new crypto update. Today is Tuesday, the very 1st of October, new month, and we are over September, guys. October normally is a very positive month. September, we closed more or less positive. We have a little bit of a pullback, which is completely normal in the end and beginning of a new month. But let's talk a little bit about the crypto updates in the value channel. So the key update is BTC is breaking through critical levels of resistance and looks stronger than ever. That is very true. We're going to see it on the charts in a second. October is on the horizon. Obviously, there was a couple of days ago, right? We expect very good, push for altcoins, memes, and BTC. We definitely have to talk about meme coins because many people think the meme coin hype is over, but that is not true. Markets hate uncertainty, but post-elections historically see massive inflows of capital. Everything is setting up for a strong Q4 rally. So again, Q4 right now, October, November, December looks very good. Okay. Then we have the PCE dropped from 2.5 to 2.2%, super bullish. Okay, more rate cuts are likely in November. China injects stimulus into the economy, also very good. More money means more money goes into investments because the money always goes back to the biggest people, corporations, the richest, the wealthiest people, and they obviously invest it. So every time a country or basically a country or economy starts to print money or stimulus, which means normally lowering rates or putting more money out, means more people have more money and more means to invest into the markets. So push the markets especially. Okay. European shares surged to record highs off the back of China rally, right? That's pretty much true because where do Chinese people put a lot of money into is in Europe, right? They buy Europe real estate and so on companies. Profit strategy. Come December, January, I plan to take some of my profits, right? We will definitely check that out, especially in our Render, Sui, Solana, and Casper holdings. But for now, that is the plan. We will need to adopt and see what the market does. Then BTC accumulate by the wealth, right? In the last 6 months, wallets holding 10 plus BTC have accumulated 4 billion worth of BTC. Less BTC on exchanges increases scarcity, price goes up. So the big holders of BTC, the whales starting with 10 Bitcoin and above, they are accumulating and they did accumulate. So that's very positive for us, okay? Then smart money loves altcoins. Okay, smart money means people that are insanely strong traders, right? We refer to people that are very good in trading, make a lot of money in trading as smart money. There's dumb money, which most people are, right? The people that lose money in the markets. And then there's smart money, right? And smart money is accumulating a lot of altcoins, number one. So keep in mind altcoins, okay? We have big inflows in BTC ETFs. SEC approves some more crypto let's say regulations for the US, for banks especially, right? PayPal news, PayPal now lets you withdraw in BTC and crypto in America. Then another very important thing is Kamala talks about Bitcoin blockchain or Bitcoin adoption in general, which is good. Now Trump and Kamala talks about it. Doesn't matter the outcome, it's positive for crypto, even though Trump obviously would be better and he leads the polls anyways, okay? Memes are taking over, very important, that's what I just said. Top institutions are accumulating meme coins. Top institutions. So the meme coin thing is not over, guys. You need to continue to look into meme coins, altcoins, and especially majors. This cycle is a little bit different. So top institutions are accumulating meme coins. This could be the number one narrative in the cycle as people get tired of copy paste project with no innovation, right? There's a lot of copy paste projects, a lot of coins. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market because there's so much offering, but what is really different? And meme coins are completely different, right? So they are honest, they are what they are, and people like that. Okay, so I'm going all in on memes, of course not. But I'm happy allocating 10 to 20% of my portfolio to fairly launch community-driven member memes. So we look for fair launch projects as we just had on Nacho for Casper. Still trying to get into that and call trade and ideas in the value channel once they are listed on any platform, right? So Nacho, Casper the Ghost on two fair launch memes that were launched on the KRC20 on the Casper network, right? And the first one's very interesting. We continue to be very bullish on TON and so on. We'll talk about meme coins later. Binance rejects Neuro listing. Okay, meme coin not so important. In summary, I'm super bullish. I've been since BTC was 20k. But remember, this won't last forever. This is why DCA out when the markets hit peak of 4 years. No one can predict the top. Okay, so it's important to make and take profits. And we're going to talk a lot about profit taking and especially in this channel here in the value channel. Link is below, completely free on Telegram. You just need to sign up to the email letter where you don't get spam, but you actually get a lot of value. I will update you on when I DCA out, when I take positions and profits, right? That's very important because most people, yes, they may enter the markets very well and very early, but they never take profit and they write it all down again and they go back to break even, okay? So value channel link is below. Let's get into the markets. We start with the total market volume. We see a little bit of rejection. That's what we talked about in our last weekly update, where I said somewhere over here, we're gonna come into the zone and see a rejection, but it looks like it's gonna be bought up again. I don't see that this area, the sellings area, is gonna hold. I pretty much see maybe a little bit of a sideways and then break out of this. Okay, there's no reason to go lower. Our levels are finished. C target, as you can see over here, C target was hit of this bearish update, okay, or basically bearish sequence, which then finished, as you can see over here, and from there on we don't need to correct bearish anymore. So it looks very good for us over here in the total market cap. Okay, we are currently sitting at 2.211 trillion market cap for crypto in general, right? We use the total market cap to see the general inflow and outflow, but also see where do we have rejection key levels, like for example this one, where then we plunged a lot and went down, and price surged at the end of the day, like over here in the selling zone, like over here in the selling zone, and then we have a buying zone over here, which we perfectly hit. So there's no reason for us to go lower in the total market cap. We might see the highest, what we might see is we going into the bullish correction level of this bearish reaction over here, which would be a total pullback of 10%, okay, which is a little bit, but wouldn't be that much. So be careful with open positions in the markets, because we can still see market doing scenario number one or scenario number two coming back here, and you need to be prepared for both, okay? We will see now in Bitcoin and so on how this looks and what I mean by that. Just keep that in mind. We can still correct 10%, okay? BTC dominance decreased a little bit, right? We saw a little bit of a correction from the highest point that we had so far in Bitcoin dominance. So that means how much does Bitcoin dominate the market? We went down a little bit by 2 point something percent, which is completely okay, no problem. We are still in a very, very strong upwards trend, right? And us coming back to the correction level doesn't seem to be happening over the next couple of months until we go back. But once the BTC dominance really starts to correct and the USDT dominance starts to go up, that's where we need to be a little bit careful, okay? As you can see now, USD dominance is in a buying zone, okay? And yeah, it means people normally, so if BTC dominance goes down and USDT dominance goes up, means people are switching out of the market. They are going out of the market, okay? And as you can see, right now we dropped a little bit, which is good. More people are putting money into crypto, right? But we are in a buying level right here. But it is a strong downtrend, so I don't see any reason why we don't continue with losing USDT dominance and increasing BTC dominance. So more people putting money into the market. Let's go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently is at C target, right? It also broke the all-time low, the all-time high, or basically the last high, which is very good bullish in that sense, because if we would have rejected that level and came down earlier, it would be a little bit more bearish. But we broke it, actually, not strong, but we broke it, which is a very good bullish indicator, which is marked by this yellow line. Now we hit C target. We have the potential, as I just showed you in the total market cap, to correct also here about 5%. So if you have a stop loss, as you can see, my stop loss is over here, way below this rebuying zone, where scenario number one is we continue to push up, right, and break these other highs and really go bullish, or come back, get some buyers, getting some people in here, accumulating buy orders, and then really skyrocketing, right? So one of these two scenarios are going to happen. I don't see higher correction, so keep in mind when you trade with stop loss. And this could be a very good re-entry for us. So doesn't matter what happens, we are exposed. We are highly in profit right now, about 10%. Our stop loss is break even, so we have a free bag. But if it comes back, we can accumulate more and re-enter. Or for people that have never entered, I will call the entry, and you can probably one of the last trades that you can really get a good price in Bitcoin and enter, and also DCA in, so buy new positions, okay? Besides that, on Ethereum, looks pretty much the same. We are about to finish the sequence over here. So also here we could have a re-entry, and we need to see how the markets obviously behave in the next couple of days, especially considering that today is Tuesday, the 1st of October, and on Friday, right, we have NFP, non-farm payroll, which are the strongest and most important news in the month, every first Friday of the month, where dollar is involved, which is gonna either tell us if dollar continues to go down or go up, which again for crypto, when the DXY, the dollar index, which we're gonna see in a second, goes down, crypto goes up. If it goes up, crypto goes down. So we need to see, because the DXY, the dollar index, right, which is the strength of the dollar, the world currency, world reserve currency and dominant currency, still, let's see for how long, is majorly impacting the markets, obviously, right? So we need to always be very aware of that. So let me mark that down well here with the blue re-entry zone, which would be our re-entry for Ethereum, which currently would be a correction at about 5%. Same for Bitcoin at 2,489, and for Bitcoin it would be at, so you can remember these numbers or screenshot it, or like in the value channel it's going to be anyways, or 60,562. Okay, Solana is not yet breaking the old high, kind of rejecting from it, which is a little bit bearish, which could mean if you see all the other currencies in general, because as you can see over here, we didn't break it. Oh, let me switch this to a trend line. As you can see, we didn't break. Hey, trading view, stop annoying me. Yeah, as you can see here, we didn't break it, which means we still see a little bit more for the correction side than for the just going up side currently, but that can change very fast, right? So in Solana, we could also have a re-entry. BNB nearly hit our stop loss. I just checked my position is still open. So yes, also here we can have a re-entry, which with stop loss break even, we go out with 0 and then re-enter, right? So we are saving ourselves in any positions that if we really come back to this correction level, we are out, but obviously we re-enter over here and then take it up, or we already exposed and take it up, because obviously you don't want to, you know, miss if a push comes right now, but you also don't want to miss the opportunity of re-entering. Okay, besides that, in cycle 2024, which is the current one, I'm very much focused on Casper, accumulating Jupe, accumulating Sui in a re-entry, just waiting, and Veracity, right? Besides that, on the AI side for this year, Render, Near, and Injective, right? Very interesting. Then we have Ton, obviously also for this cycle. We have AVEX, we have Checks, we have Joe, right? Then we have in gaming Prime, which I'm always buying, Super and Wild, right? And then we have in the DEX field, we have Phil, we have FTM, which I'm accumulating, okay? And then we have some of the last cycle coins that we are still holding from the lowest entry point, which is XLM. We have Chili's, but I don't really think they're doing too well. We have EMX, which is one of the biggest gaming coins, which I started to accumulate 2 years ago, and I held through the bearish cycle. And yeah, that's currently what is interesting at the end of the day. And then we have VET also, but especially the first ones that I was saying, Casper. So if someone says, Miguel, what would you buy in altcoins right now if you would put more money in? And I'm constantly putting more money in. I would do Casper, Jupe, Sui in a re-entry, Veracity, Render, Near, Injective, Ton, AVEX, Checks, Joe, Prime, Super, Wild, and yeah, probably Fact, Cubic, and these are some gems that I cannot really tell you more about it because I'm, let's say, by a contract not allowed to talk about these coins because there is some interest in that. But yeah, I mean, you just saw it on this list. Maybe look into them yourself, okay? And then we have yeah, the other ones, the old ones, not really focused on that, right? Besides that, let's go over the indexes. So the DXY, the dollar index, which again represents, and that's very important for us. Most traders don't talk about it, especially most crypto geeks, because they know about crypto, but that's it. They don't focus on all the other fundamental important and technical important things. So if DXY up, crypto down, if DXY down, crypto up, and we are seeing a consolidation zone over here in DXY. So I'm foreseeing that we are going up on Friday with better news for the NFP. So the NFP news is going to trigger the DXY to go up, which then means a correction, which we still need to see the 4 to 5% correction in the crypto market. So again, don't have too tight stop losses, maybe move it into break even, wait for re-entries, play the game of higher odds. That's what we're focused on in trading, not being stupid, not risking too much, but playing the risk of higher odds, and then playing the game of higher odds, okay? And then we see a rejection again, and it plunges down, and that's where we then start the run of crypto, right? That's where Bitcoin goes up insane and all the other ones. So that's really where the bull run starts. Makes a lot of sense instead of saying it just goes up now. There is no data to really, fundamentally, yes, right? Fundamentally is news, what happens in the markets, events, But technically, there's no reason for crypto to just push up right now. Not really. But the segment, right, the sentiment and segment, but the sentiment, which are the people, if they say now we run because it's 1st of October, then we run up, right? The market does not to follow, so that like the market does not need to follow only technical, but not only fundamental, but a combination or one of them takes the dominance, right? So we need to see right now. So we need to be we need to prevent stupidity by counting in all eventualities, which is fundamentally it pushing up now because the market sentiment wants to go up. Then technical analysis is thrown over, or technical analysis which can dominate, and which right now I think dominates, where we don't have any reason for the next couple of days, especially not until Friday, for the market just to go up. So we need to be a little bit smart about that. Okay, so I'll just leave this here for the future, and then we'll see what I mean by that. Okay, dollar good, Australian dollar going up, British going up, Canadian going up, a little bit down, Euro interesting, could go down now, Japanese going up, Swiss franc going up, New Zealand in the selling zone but still going up, should react negative, and US oil, which represents especially prices, is down in a buying zone. So we could see prices going up in the future again for especially the economy in general, because oil fuels and is a little bit of an indicator for that. Okay, so open positions, let's talk about them. We have AUD CAD highly in profit. There were not a lot of re-entries opportunities this week, so I didn't call anything. We are still very highly profitable, in profit with this swing trade. Same for GBP Swiss franc, same for USD CAD entry, which is running into profit, still in drawdown on my first entry. Re-entry, it is in profit already. And then we have AUD NZD, which we re-entered. I already called it, but I re-entered it on a different account. That's why you see two positions, right? The old one, the new one, which is already in profit and went high pretty much. Why? Because AUD NZD is how much New Zealand dollar do we need to get the Australian dollar. Australian dollar has potential to grow, as you can see, and New Zealand dollar is in a selling zone. That's why I took and re-entered the trade. So Australian dollar is going up. We still have room. There's no selling zone right now. And for the New Zealand dollar, we do have a selling zone that we are approaching. So that's why I took this trade, and it so far worked out pretty well. Okay. Besides that, on the crypto side, we have obviously Bitcoin open, right? As we saw, we have TON open, highly in profit. We have BNB open, which nearly scrapped on our stop loss, but didn't for me. We are accumulating Cubic, Fact, and Kintrade is still something that's open since a long time. Nothing really interesting over here. We have AMD highly in profit. Immersion is still in entry. Qualcomm is still in entry. Roblox, so you can go into the value channel and check the Immersion trade and the Qualcomm entry and just enter them. Roblox is in profit. Sony is highly in profit. Tesla is in profit, and stop loss is on break even. And then we have Coinbase, which I took a trade, which was very profitable, made $2,000 profit last week on my MetaTrader account on my broker. And obviously we are holding it, and we are holding it on another platform. So I use mainly Trading 212. Link is in the value channel for you to check it out. You get big benefits if you join through my link, right? And yeah, we are kind of also approaching, because Coinbase obviously is very linked to how the market does in crypto. We are probably seeing a re-entry, and then we will re-enter obviously and call this re-entry for you guys in the value channel, obviously, as always. Okay. Besides that, that is what is open. Let's see into potential markets that we can enter. AUD Swiss franc, not right now. Euro CAD, no. Euro dollar. Euro dollar, we could see in the smaller time frame for a re-entry sell, because we saw the euro index in a breaking point. So euro is probably gonna fall, right? That means we need less US dollar for the euro. And in NFP on Friday, if they play out as dollar going up, that would mean we would see this. And that's what we need to see. So either we find an entry over here and sell it, or we find a re-entry over here and buy it, right? So if you put these puzzles together, the indexes, the crypto market, the correction that we need to see, all the markets are kind of like confirming that, right? It's not paradox. Euro dollar is asking from the market what we need to see in the dollar index and the euro index. So the indexes are playing the same game. At the same time, crypto is playing the same game. So we are seeing the same patterns everywhere, which means dollar index going up, euro index going down, crypto going down, correcting the 4 or 5%, and then us going into the selling zone where we have a big sell-off of the dollar index into the run, right? So that's my highest prediction right now which means again, buy into positions, have higher stop losses, or put it on break even, wait for a re-entry, or if the sentiment says we're just gonna push, we're just gonna push, and there's nothing we can say about that, right? So these are the scenarios. Besides that, I'm checking here in the M30. I would look for a re-entry. So I would need something like this to confirm a re-entry, let's say a good re-entry, not a bad one. So I need something like this, and then after it comes back up, that's where I'm gonna enter. So I need the price to come down at least once below these zones over here just to confirm. So something like this, and then here I would re-enter and then write it down if it gives me a re-entry, if it doesn't just like drop, because that can sometimes happen, obviously, because we have built up a lot of stability over here. So that would be a good play, I think, in Forex for the next couple of days and for next week or this week still. So let's see, we could do something risky, and that would be, we could open a short position over here, put it over the last high, and set this target and run once with it and see what happens. That's very probable, and I would probably do this right now, considering that the news are very, and the fundamental side is very strong on that, and the technical side and the news and everything. So I would open a very low risk position over here, okay? So let's keep this one in mind, and I will reanalyze it and then put it in the value channel if we enter it or not, okay? Then we have GBP CAD, nothing interesting here. We have Euro GBP, nothing interesting here. We have Euro Swiss franc, which we sold, which also makes sense. If Euro continues to go down, we need less Swiss francs. So we could really see this working, and I would also try to want to see a re-entry over here. And that's why I'm going to duplicate this tab and we'll check it. So same thing here. What I want to see is a little bit more. I mean, we are in the selling zone, definitely. But what I want to see is more like, what I want to see is a little bit more of a, break of this area, and then it coming down, and then, basically re-enter, and then somewhere over here more safe entry. So we have the bearish move confirmed, but we have a selling zone here, which we could have sold out of, but I just wanted to see a little bit more confirmation. But yeah, interesting trade. We have CAT JPY, which I'm still waiting for a major push. Same here. I wanted to go higher, right? I wanted to break the trend, give us a re-entry, and then push it up, right? We have USD JPY. Same thing over here. We had a re-entry actually, which it came out from. We had a high, but it didn't break this high. I want to see it break this high first. So something like this would be a safer entry. It would be valid now, because we at least broke the old highs with this one, right? Which is a little bit of a confirmation. We had a buying zone, we broke the trend, but still not, again, we are trying to play the game of the highest odds, and I want to increase my odds, so I'm waiting. GBP AUD hit stop loss after we adjusted it a little bit, gave it a little bit more time to breathe, which is okay because it really didn't come up. We have no new highs, nothing is happening. Maybe we're gonna see it drop even lower from here and get more buyers, because if that happens, as you can see it here, we are in the buying zone, no one is buying, nothing is happening. Probably market is still not happy enough. There's still not enough people that say I want to buy it. So got stopped out again, observed since we came back many times and not confirmed bullish structure, right? So that is the game plan right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sit it out and wait a little bit for it. So let me clean the brush away. Okay, so we can re-enter now, right? There is a valid re-entry right now. So we hit stop loss, not high, we adjusted it. That's why it's important to adjust your stop loss to break even as soon as possible. So we could enter right now and say, okay, we're gonna enter a trade with 455 pips SL and 1,500. That's gonna be a 2-month swing trade probably. We can do that, obviously. And I'm probably also gonna do it, but yeah, it's nothing that I would follow right now, especially if you're not a good trader or someone that can hold some, has some guts to hold a trade for 2 months or something, right? But I'm probably gonna do it with one of my accounts. Then we have GBP NZD, same thing. We entered over here, we hit stop loss. So it seems like the British pound is kind of, is very, very high. We are in a selling zone. We are not yet in the selling zone. We still have a little bit to go. I mean, we are in the C target, but we did not finish this one. So I want to see British pound to go up here, and then we start to enter these positions, because that means less value. So that means we are going down in value. And then if we go back into our trades here and we say GBP NZD is how much NZD do we need for British pound? So if British pound goes up a little bit more, means we need more NZD, but then it seems like GBP is going to come down. And then British pound is still way stronger than obviously New Zealand dollar, right? So yeah, it's a little bit difficult, this situation, because it's a little bit contradictory. But we are in a valid buy zone. We came down again. Maybe what I want to see in GBP NZD. So in GBP AUD, I would re-enter it, and I would keep the GBP NZD for now and wait until it does a lot higher high, then gives us a re-entry, which also means we are smallering our stop loss, and then we take it up, right? But we are already exposed anyways. We already have GBP Swiss franc open, so we already have a British pound trade open, and GBP Swiss franc we are currently in very high buy, right? So I think GBP is still going to continue to go up, which means we need more Swiss franc, right? Which so it means so the pound goes up, Swiss franc is also going up, right? So it kind of cancels itself out. It stays neutral, which you can say over here. But if Swiss franc stays the same and British pound, as we saw, still has a lot to go up or a little bit, then we could see this sequence finish and then have an indicator over here when to buy the other ones, right? In that sense. So that's how I'm thinking about it. So I'm just going to observe this one. This one, again, is very highly in profit. The stop loss is in break even. I could even adjust all of these trades higher and really put it into higher profits. So put it into the last lows. So it's more like a trailing stop loss. For example, on this one, I would put the stop loss over here. Once it breaks this low, I'm out and I'm kicked, and I'm in profit. Same for AUD CAD. We are so highly in profit. I would put my stop loss over here and say, if we break this over here, if we correct below this, then I'm out, right? For example. So I'm still highly in profit with them. Okay, let me actually do that on my accounts after this video. Okay, perfect, right? USD CATs, yeah, so an entry AUD NZD, so an entry, nothing that we need to change over here. Okay, then we have GBP NZD, we just talked about. That would be the game plan for GBP NZD. Then we have gold not touching currently. Depends on how non-farm payrolls plays out. But see, again, it confirms what we are saying. So if we say NFP is on Friday and we think that the dollar index is going up, and our question on gold, US dollar, is how much US dollar do I need for gold? If Dixie goes up, right? Sorry. If Dixie goes up, that's because of this thing. So we need to do it like this. So if Dixie goes up, okay? And our question here is how much dollar do we need for gold? It means we are seeing a surge, which we need to see. We are very overpumped and we hit all targets for gold, right? So we needed to come back. We wanted to come back. We don't need it, but we wanted to come back for a stable, continuous push up, and then probably, since it's so overblown, we are gonna see a re-entry of something like this, so it comes back here, not a full correction. I don't see any reason for it to fully correct, okay? Not yet. So it kind of makes sense also here, and we could see and look for a re-entry once we build bearish structure, confirm bearish structure, something like this, and then re-enter, But so far, there's nothing really interesting here in gold, and just selling it now doesn't give us a good stop loss. But we have some bearish moves which we could check into. So if we go into the M15, we have confirmed bearish moves. So let me see if we could find a re-entry right now. So this one was a sell zone. We confirmed it because price went lower. So as you can see, we have one bearish confirmed move so far in gold, and we could see for a re-entry over here and definitely try it out. That would be a lower time frame, so more like an intraday trade, but it looks pretty well actually. Sometimes I do the mistake of not going into the lower time frames, normally only when I enter a trade, but this one is definitely a valid re-entry over here. So gold would be a valid re-entry sell, which I'm gonna try over here. And the position setup would be like this. Entry of the 50% and then target in front of this. So we are doing a 1.5 risk reward trade, and we are definitely gonna check this one out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set an alert and then actually 2655. Gonna set an alert over here. So we are alerted once it goes into our direction, and then we would sell it, okay? So that's the game plan for now. PayPal is, after we took profit, is kind of starting to correct. That is very good. Okay, perfect. But yeah, that's so far the most interesting thing. As you can see, for news, there's nothing really important besides Friday the 4th of October, 4:30 p.m. Dubai time. We have USDT news, average hourly earnings, we have non-farm employment change, we have unemployment rate, okay? And so far they are saying the previous one was 1.42k, forecast 144k, so change in the number of employment people during the previous month, actual greater than forecast is good for the currency, okay? So let's see. Last time forecast was always higher, the actual number was lower, right? So as you can see, 6th of September, we had 164k forecast. We had actual 142k. Previous was 89k, okay? So what we can do is we can go back into the 6th of September in the Dixie and then check it out together what the reaction was. And then you guys see what I mean. So, sorry, still a little bit tired. 6th of September. So here you have September 6th, and since the numbers were negative, what happened is that we came up a little bit and then came down again, okay? Since, as you can see, the forecast was 164k, actually was 142k, but the previous one was 89k. So it was still positive, not too positive, but it was still positive when you compare it to the previous, but not positive if you compare with the forecast, right? So let's see what this time happens, right? But you see negative, negative, positive, positive, and July, August 2nd was another one that was important. We have August 2nd, where you also see a big drop, right? So August 2nd was a very big drop. Why? Because we had previous 197. We had a forecast that is lower, and we had an actual that is way lower. So there we have an insane drop. And then a positive one was on July 5th. July 5th. Okay, Friday, July 5th, which is basically this one. We also dropped. Why did we drop? Let's see. So we had July 5th, 280k previous forecast, 191k and 206 actual. Yeah, I mean, it's still lower than the previous one. It's higher in general, so the drop was not too big, but nothing important. Then we have June 7th. Let's say June 7th. Yeah, we have a big push. Why? Because again, our 156k forecast was higher and actual was way greater. So very positive news, right? So that's how you can interpret it. And then for this, we have a forecast, a previous of 142k. We have a forecast of 144k. So now would be great if the number actually is higher than the forecast and the previous, and then we should see a positive push, right? But seeing where the dollar index is, yeah, I mean, there's not much to do than pushing it up, you know? But yeah, that's basically it. So if you put all these pictures together as we did, you understand what is happening. Keep up to date in the value channel. And keep yourself up to date in the value channel where I post all my trades and everything. Make sure to like and follow this very channel because it's very new. I want the algorithm to be pushed. I want people to make money and not lose money. I've been trading since 7 years. I share everything what I do here, every trade, every entry, everything in my value channel, and we analyze it once a week here on this channel. So if you want to continue to get good updates and be informed in 15 to half an hour. Now this time we had a lot to talk about, a lot of updates, a lot of important learnings here. Then be there because I'm not only updating, but I'm teaching you guys. So see you in the next one. Like and follow. See you.